Lisa, and this is my first YouTube video, and I'm here today to show you how you can make your hummingbird feeder a little bit more attractive to your hummers so that they'll come by and stick around for a while. This hummingbird feeder I have had for going on 3 years. The first year I bought it, I only bought one, and just to see if I had any hummers in the neighborhood, and oh my goodness, yes I do. I have tons of them. So they were okay with this one for the first year. But the second year I had bought a second hummingbird feeder, and when I bought it, it actually had perches on it. And my hummers actually prefer that one to this one because, well, they like to sit down while they take their break. So while they're taking their little sit down break and getting something to eat, they've been ignoring this other one, which I don't want to throw it away, and I've been trying to figure out what I can do to make it better for them. Well, I took it away the other day, and I woke up this morning and I saw my hummers outside fighting because they only had the one feeder, and well, one of them apparently is a little bit of a bully. So I've been thinking about this, and all of a sudden I just had an epiphany, and I thought, oh my goodness, what if I take bobby pins, straighten them out, and attach them somehow? So this was my first attempt at it, and it actually turned out pretty good. So now I'm going to show you how to do that. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to use, of course, the hummingbird feeder. You need the bobby pins, which you straighten out, okay? You need a pair of pliers. These are a pair of jeweler pliers because I also make jewelry. You need a ruler, or you can eyeball it. And of course you need some garden twist ties. This dispenser has the cutter on the end, which is quite helpful. So now what we're going to do, my hummingbird feeder here has four feeders on it. I've already made one, so I just needed 3 more. So all you do is you just take your bobby pin and you straighten it out, okay? Straighten it out, and then just take your pliers and try and make it as straight as you can, okay? Because when you're done and you're needing to manipulate the little perch, having it nice and straight is going to be quite helpful. Alright, so now you've got these. Alright, so now what you're going to do is you're going to take your ruler and you're going to cut off probably about 20 inches or so. There's 12. There's 20. Alright, so since I've pulled off more than I needed, I'm just going to go ahead and, well, I can show you how the cutter works. So you just stick it in there and you just pull it all the way back and you just push it down and it snaps it right off. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually go ahead and pull off 2 more of these because I have 3 more feeders that I need to do. 3 more perches, 2 more perches. So we're going to stick this in here. Pinch it down. Push it back and pinch it down. There you go. So there's 2. Need 1 more. Now the wires in this are quite fragile, so if you're not careful when you're making these little perches, you might actually break your wire in there, so you gotta be careful. So pinch down, and you've got your 3, and now you're done with your wire tie for now. Alright. So what you're gonna do is you're going to take your twist tie and you're going to leave a little bit of a tail, maybe an inch or so. And you're part. Now I like my twist tie being on my little perch. I like it being nice and flat. I don't like it being all crumpled up. So I try to make sure that I do that. So here we go. It is twist and twist. Twist and twist. Now as you're twisting, make sure that this stays nice and straight, but you also need to make sure that you push what you've already twisted up to the other end so that you don't have any gaps. Okay, so you just keep on twisting, and as you're twisting, just make sure that what you're laying down is nice and flat. I apparently didn't get that nice and tight enough at the end. There we go. Let's see if we got that. Yeah, alright. So now, pull my tail out, and we twist. Just twisting it up. Okay. You see how I'm twisting it. Tight, which is why you need to use twice as much as what you think you're going to use. Okay, just keep on twisting. Make sure that you keep it nice and flat so that it doesn't bunch up. And that's going to do two things. It's going to protect the bobby pin so that it doesn't get hot on the little birdie's feet, and also so that the plastic from the wire tie is actually going to protect the bobby pin from rusting too bad. So that's also not going to bother your little hummer. Now remember, I said that the wire inside of these twist ties is kind of fragile, so be careful that you don't pull too hard, that you don't break it inside of the plastic case that it's in. And you just keep on going like this. Now I'm going to do 3 more of these, and when I'm done, I'm going to come back to you and show you what we've got, okay? So in a minute, I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back, and I finished the one that I was working on and did 2 more, okay? And that took all of about 13 minutes to finish the one and do the other 2. So you're looking at approximately 20 minutes to do 4 of them. Okay, so now here's the tricky part. This was easy. Now comes the tricky part. So what you want to do is, I'm going to take off my bulb off of my feeder. Make it a little bit easier to set it off to the side. Alright, so now what you want to do is you want to make sure that your pedal on your feeder has the one on the bottom, okay? So now what you're going to do, remember we have these 2 tails. Now you're not tying the start and you're not tying the end. You're just wrapping it nice and tight, and that's all you need to do. So now what you need to do now is you need to sort of make a perch. Okay. So there's your perch. is we're going to bend this sort of into a horseshoe. And each feeder is going to be different because the size of the petals are different, so you're going to have to do trial and error with that. But what you want to do is you want to turn this into a horseshoe so that you can put it on your petal, just like this. And I'm doing it backwards, so it's a little bit difficult. So here's what we've got. Okay, so you fit your bobby pin into the petal. Okay, just like so. I'm trying to hold it from the bottom so you can see. All right, so that's what you got. All right, so now this is where the trial and error comes in, because your bobby pin may be a little bit longer than your little petal, so you want to bend this, and you want to do this before you actually do the final attaching, because you don't want to break the petal and you don't want to damage the feeder itself. So it's better to do all this trial and error stuff while it's not quite attached. So we're going to bend this down a little bit, and this is where the pliers are coming in handy, because I don't have the hand strength to be able to manipulate that bobby pin without them. Now, I like to have them pretty much square. So see, I've got it, see, sort of have a square there, kind of rounded, and see how it's attached inside. Now, see my tail? I'm going to take my tail that's left over, and I'm going to use it to attach. So what I did was I went underneath the perch, around the petal that it's attached to, and went around again, and around again, and I'm going to use the piggy tail from the other end to tie it together so that it doesn't come undone. Just twist those two together. Okay. And there you go. And if it doesn't want to stay, you can always get an extra piece. Looks like what happened here was my wire broke inside of my tie. So, not a big deal. It's okay. Let's try this again. Stick it in. Go around it, front and back. Okay, and twist it to the pigtail from the beginning side. Okay, twist it together. Alright, now it where I needed it, but then I had to move it, and now it's not quite the way I want it. It's kind of all bent and not exactly the way I wanted it. So take your pliers, bend it back down into the shape that you want, which is down. You want it to be pointing down some, because they actually perch on it. And now remember, you gotta be careful so that you don't break your petal, because well, that would just be bad. Just the way I want it. Okay. But it seems a little loose to me. Okay. It seems a little loose. So what I'm going to do is I have an extra piece of tie. And I'm just going to make sure that it's good and secure. So I'm just going to wrap it around this edge. Around this edge a couple of times. And you notice that the scraping of the wire against the petal is kind of scratching it up, and like I said, it's because this is an old feeder. I've had it for 3 years, so if I break it, it's not a huge loss. I'm just trying to keep from having to buy another one. And so I figured I would just try and see if we can do this. There's the one I just did, and the one I did as a practice before I got online, got on here with you guys. This was the first one, was my practice, and this was the one I just did with y'all. So what we're going to do is we're going to do it again, okay, 2 more times. Okay, so we're going to bend our bobby pin into a horseshoe. Horseshoe. Now I'm going to make sure that I find the flat part of my petal so that I've got just the one on the bottom. Okay. Now we're going to stick that in. Okay. And remember, we want to try and do all of the manipulating of the bobby pin before we actually attach it. But sometimes the best laid plans don't always happen, so. I'm really surprised my dog hasn't started barking. Okay, so I think I got it where I want it. My hand's just not that strong to be able to manipulate it by my hands, so my fingertips are really sore from doing the twist tie around, but it is well worth it in the end if my hummers really going to do is we're going to wrap it around. And we're going to go front and back, so that it kind of anchors it in there. There's points on the ends of my petals, so kind of sticking me in my finger. Kind of smarts a little bit. Front and back, around, front and back, okay, and then you take what's left and you twist it to the pigtail from the beginning, from the first side, okay. Now, that looks good and secure, but it's not at the angle that I want it down some. So I'm going to do this now. Remember, you have to be careful. Be real careful so that you don't break your petal. Well, that would just stink. So we're going to bend it with our pliers. Bend it. One I just did. Okay. Now I've got one more. This one. Alright, so you bend it into a horseshoe. Okay. So you got your horseshoe. And you're going to find the flat part of your petal. Make sure it's pointing down. Let's see if I can do this without turning it towards me, so you guys can see it a little bit better. Let's see if this can work. I don't want to ruin my video. So you get it where you want it, and then you try and put it in the shape that you want, okay? So we want to try and bend it down. So that when we are finished attaching it, we don't have to do a whole lot. So that we're not going to break our petal. Okay, so here's our long pigtail, the one that we finished with, okay? So we're going to wrap it around. We're going to go front and back, all the way around. And it's, oops, okay, well, only had a couple of turns there. So we're just going to go ahead and attach it to the pigtail that I had from the beginning, okay? From the first start. I'm going to twist that together, and that just does not look very secure to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give me another stretch of, well, maybe it is. Let me see. Let's go ahead and manipulate my perch to the shape that I want. Okay, so here's my perch. Okay, and I want to kind of bend it down. It looks a little loose, so that's where I want it, but it looks a little loose. So I'm going to get me another stretch of my twist tie so that I can attach it nice and securely, so you just push it through and pinch it down and that attaches it. Alright, so I'm going to wrap it around one end. Do this end because that's where I started, was on the other end. So I'm going to wrap it around on this end. Kind of make a knot, sort of. Tuck that tail up underneath. Okay, now we're going to wrap around. I really want it to stick close to the pedal as possible so that it doesn't get in the way of the hummer feeding. So there we go. And you can, because it's a wire, you can generally manipulate it the way you need to. Let's remember, the wire inside is very fragile and it will break. Alright, so now you got to twist it off to tie it. Alright, so you just go up underneath and you just twist. And if your fingers are too big, you can't get under there, you can use your pliers to twist it so that it doesn't hurt your hand so bad. Alright, so now we've got it good and attached, but I kind of lost my shape again, so I'm just going to bend it back again. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to bend it down. Alrighty, so now I have a hummingbird feeder that all of my hummers should hopefully want to go see again and stop fighting over the other. So this took 27 minutes with the video and about 15 off camera when I was wrapping the bobby pin. So all told, you're looking at, about 45 minutes or so to get this done. And believe me, it is definitely well worth it if they come to your hummingbird feeder. So let me know if you like it. And if you do, I will let you have some other of my ideas that I've got. Alright, you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Bye.